So guys, hello and welcome. This is Paris, and this is the second of my video blogs wherein I share helpful strategies, hints and information to be a successful international student in the United States. Now in my past video I'd share a technique to how to find the right fit as a school. And today I'm very excited to have with me my dear friend Nikhil, who is joining me from New York. He has a master's degree from US. So Nikhil, welcome again and thanks a lot for doing this vlog.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me for this.
No, it's my pleasure, Nikhil. As you know, I'm doing this vlog for aspiring international students to United States. And since you have been one, I'm sure there will be many people who would like to listen to your experience and possibly benefit from it. So to start with, could you briefly share with us, your background? When did you went to States, which university, and where are you now with job?
Yeah, I mean, I have been in US for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I started my schooling in 2003, and I finished in December. I started January 2003 and finished in December 2004. I went to University of Houston in Texas, in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I started working as a IT audit consultant, which is what I do as a profession right now.
Cool, Nikhil. That's very interesting, and I'm sure there are many who want to walk the same path that you have walked. So this would be an interesting discussion. So could you share a little bit about admissions? I mean, how to go about getting admissions, what all formalities you have to do, what all tests you have to take, did you got any scholarship, and what all they look for before admitting international students?
Yeah, for me it's been 10 years, so I'll share what I can, what I went through. I mean, I really did a GRE test and TOEFL for English. And based on my score, I applied to about, I think, four different universities in US, and I got through University of Houston. So that was my procedure. I remember writing essays is very important. So essays is your GRE score, of course, is important. Your essays are important. And showing whatever community work or whatever social involvement you have in your community is I think is the best way to get admission.
Yeah, true, Nikhil. As you said, you have to take different kinds of tests, and that might include GRE, SAT, ACT, TOEFL, GMAT, for people who want to do masters.
Yeah.
And as a typical model, I would say that they would look for your grades and transcripts. You obviously have to have some application fee that you have to pay to enroll to these schools. They might demand from you as well some letters of recommendation, like they asked in my case. Either your supervisor at work or maybe your university professor could write these letters of recommendation for you.
Yep.
And they may also like to see your financial proof, as if you will have sufficient funds for study when you will be enrolled as a student. So generally what they ask is a bank statement which has to be signed by a sponsor, maybe your parents, or if there is any other sponsor, that you do have sufficient funds, you can live well and manage your cost
Yep.
of living
Yep.
and studies over there. And as you mentioned, essays, they're always important. It offers the school, the first an idea about what's the viewpoint of an individual. And as you said, you also have been showing how much socially involved you were, in your community. So so that's pretty much about a typical model of what they all look for. And
Right.
as I understood, you started in the spring semester, is it?
Right. In the spring.
Okay. So I'd just like to tell, the students that there are like 3 semesters typically. Is the fall semester, which generally, there is no hard and fast rule, but generally it's spread over September to December. And then there is the spring semester, which is, which spreads around from January till May. And these are the 2 major semesters where, admissions are held. Isn't it, Nikhil?
Right. 3 semesters. I mean, just like you described.
Yeah. There also is a summer semester, but some US educational system, it's very autonomous. There might be some universities that may also include a summer semester as an admission, but generally they are held in fall and spring. Now I took admission in fall semester and Nikhil took admission in a spring semester. So that's it. Nikhil, would you say, like, is there any advantage an international student has if if he has a particular choice of semester, like a spring over fall or a fall over spring?
I think it depends mostly on the personal situation. I believe, I mean, at that time there was less number of applications in spring.
Yeah.
So it's less hectic for the professors over there to take time and review each and every application. I think it's overall an easy experience. It's less crowded. The flights are cheaper probably, and it's just I think it's just less in spring. It's just less of a hassle. In fall, you're also competing with a lot more students than you are competing with in springs probably.
That's right.
So spring is advantageous.
That's
Also, when you look for housing, I think it's easier to find something in spring, and it's cheaper in spring because fall is definitely more expensive and more busier.
You're right, Nikhil, and there is, I would say, yes, there are no hard and fast rules about it, but depending upon an individual, he might have a certain preference. Like Nikhil said that housing is easier and there is not much of competition in spring. So if in fall, for example, if you come from a viewpoint that there sometimes might be some classes that are offered in the fall only, and which serves as a prerequisite for spring classes. So maybe that could be one point, for going for fall semester. And there are good chances for summer internship, and sometimes there are scholarships that are awarded for a full academic year, and thus they are offered in fall. Again, as I said, there are no hard and fast rules about it, depending upon your preferences. These are some points that you might just like to consider, if you're deciding which semester to go for. And fall students, they have opportunities for like TAs, RAs, and GAs. So yeah, Nikhil, more or less, that's what we have covered. Which all viewpoints one should look for when choosing a semester.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more typical is a fall applying for admission for fall than spring. I think more people do it in fall, and probably, the reason is, all the benefits that you shared. There's definitely more jobs in fall.
Yes.
That much I know.
Yeah. No, great, Nikhil. Now, I'm very interested to ask this particular question to you because you have, quite a, quite a good number of years as an experience in.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, would you like to talk a little bit about networking? How to go about networking with students, potential employers. Networking is such, because everybody understands the best way to land a job is to have some good contacts, within the industry or with your professors or your ex-students. Could you share your views, about how to go about networking?
Yeah, I think once you arrive there, rather than living by yourself, you can live with roommates, or if there's an offer from the seniors to share room with them for first few days or weeks, definitely take up on that. And I think the key is to really be in touch with as many seniors in your course as possible, and attend as many international student events as possible, so you can meet a lot of people, and through your seniors you can get introductions to people who are already in the industry, who are alumni of the college, of your course. So I think that's you should just get started that way, just to have a lot of interaction with your seniors.
No, well said, Nikhil. So, I would also suggest, you should have in the back of your mind that, you have to be proactive about networking. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
You shared some very good, tips as to, how to network with your seniors or, the ex-students of the school. And, there are many small things that I'd just like to share, which if we do, that can really help us network better. For example, when you have, after your classes, when you have a lunch hour or a tea break or something, it's a good idea to just mingle among your college friends which happen to be from different cultures, and you must try to know more about them, and you must try to hang out with them. And this could happen like after class as well, if they are trying to go for a coffee shop, they're trying to, they might go for a bar. They must just plan to go outing to see places.
Right.
And as such, what I have found in US, people are very enthusiastic about sports like football, the NFL, basketball, NBA, baseball, which is the MLB. And they do like to talk a lot about, say, weather, stocks, or we must try to also, we can try to, discover as to what is it their areas of interest are, so that, we can talk to them about that, and that can help us network better and form a bond, form a friendship with them. And, when I say that, I'd also like to emphasize that, there is a very wrong notion that I have found among some people that we do networking to land a job. See, that I would say that's a byproduct. We do networking preliminary to form a connection and to form a bond, with someone. So this is what I'll suggest, when you're approaching your seniors, or when we are approaching, our colleagues from different cultures, we should try to be good friends with them. That should be our purpose. And once somebody has formed a connection with you and he perceives you as a good individual, a genuine guy, if he comes from that point, and if you might require a help from him down the line, say for internships, he'll be more likely to help you if he really feels a connection with you and he thinks that you are a genuine person. So
that's true.
There are many formal and informal networking events, that happens, that might be happening, around in your school as well. For example, there are many speakers that might be called to your school to, speak about their industry or a particular challenge that, the industry is facing. And once that is done, what normally follows after this is a networking session. So once again over here, I'd suggest, unless it's like an official career fair for networking, unless that's not the case, you always approach people with a genuine sense to know them, and tell them about yourself, how passionate you have been, in knowing about the industry. And maybe you can exchange cards, and you can tell them that I'll be happy to keep in touch or meet you at another networking event. So you must try to build some sort of a bond or some sort of a connection. And you very rightly pointed out that the school's alumni or the seniors, they are a very good resource, whom you should try to network. You can meet them at social events, and like Nikhil said, if you have an opportunity to share a room with them, or in any way if you get an opportunity to form a connection with them, you should consider doing that, because this would like give a strong connection. Otherwise, what I have found is, if you go around in a networking event and you just share 15, you are meeting somebody for the first time, you share cards, and it generally does not mean anything. Chances are less that in like this somebody is going to come back to you. But
Right.
if you have formed a bond, if the other guy feels that no, this guy is a sensible, genuine guy, and if down the road, if you feel around, if you are in some need, say you are looking for internship, and you just put it in their awareness that look, it's internship times now, I'm looking for opportunities, they'll be very likely to help you. What I have found is people are willing to help. The only thing is they are just looking for genuine people around, not people who just come to meet them for their only interest is somehow get a job, and once they get that, they don't even recognize the person anymore. So yeah, this was some points that I noticed.
Yeah, no, that goes without saying. Really, I mean, of course, I mean, connecting and bonding is more important than attending to your personal needs. You can also, one thing that people can also do is, get to know their seniors before they arrive,
Yes.
and maybe they can bring something for them from India if they need something, or just bring some Indian sweets, or
Yeah.
always keep that in, and to also offer something to them.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, show your genuine interest to really know and connect with people, and everything
Yeah.
else just follows naturally. You don't even have
Right,
to
right.
do anything about it. And
Yep,
just
right.
since we have talked about networking, LinkedIn
Yeah.
is a very good site, which hosts, you can join a lot of groups over there, and there are
Yeah.
some discussions being held by the recruiters, and if you are really passionate about going into one particular area, and you can share in your views about how to tackle the challenge that the recruiter has posted. So I found
Yeah.
this could be a good way to get noticed, among recruiters. So yeah, that's we discussed networking in quite a detail. So thanks for that. And I'll just switch to next question now. I'd just
Sure.
like to speak a little bit about plagiarism. And I know it's a big concern out there in United States universities. So I just how to avoid it and what it is, what people should be careful about dealing with plagiarism. Nikhil?
So when you say plagiarism, can you be more specific? Plagiarism about something specific, or what kind of?
Look, it's just that during your course of studies, you might have to research a lot of work. You might have to
Right.
refer a lot of content which belongs to some other creator or author. So
Yep.
basically, when you're doing that, we just have to be careful that we don't reproduce, the entire thing as it is, without giving
Right.
the credit to its original creator. And that could mean, books, press articles, photographs, web pages, multimedia works. So basically, it just what it means is, everything when it's marked by the personality of its creator, it shouldn't be reproduced as it is without giving the proper credit to
Right.
its creator. So that's what it is. I think I just covered more or less about it. Or you want to add something?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're referring to someone else's work, just put it in the footnotes and references,
Yes.
wherever you have referenced it from, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and your school might be having a code of conduct where they'll make you sign that anything might be considered plagiarism until you refer where you have taken it from. So that
Yeah.
could be it. Nikhil, could you speak a little bit about different student bodies, in states like the student government office, leader office?
Yeah, those I actually don't remember very much, but I know I was part of International Students Association, Indian Students Association,
Yeah.
some other organizations. So I would, I mean, I would say you should look for whichever organization suits your interests,
Yeah.
and also whichever you feel like being part of, and
Yes.
so that you can contribute and also share stuff with the members.
Yes, and it's also a great resource to network with people, and
Yeah.
you can always develop your leadership qualities. For example, there
Yeah.
is a student government office. It's
Yeah.
pretty much on the same model of the U.S. government with a student senate and a student administration.
Yeah.
And it takes care of the student welfare, by approving any decision the university takes for the development of the student. There is a student leadership office, which sort of like develops students' personality, and they then use these skills for the betterment of community by volunteering. And if you're good at that, they might even take you for retreats. There is
Yeah.
a student life office. If in any way you want to add value to the students, say for example you want to introduce a salsa dancing class, you might request these offices for potential funding, and they might just be able to help you out. And
Yep.
I'd just quickly like to share here, about writing centers. If English doesn't happens to be your first language, or if you are having some difficulty in submitting projects and writing papers, then there are some writing centers which provide you free editing services to help students improve on their English. And
Right.
you can take an appointment for it. You can via website, your school's website, or you can visit the center. And they might also help you brainstorm some ideas, for your projects.
Yep.
So, this one is particularly very interesting. See, we have talked a lot about studies and finding a job and networking. But apart from all that, what all can we do for recreation? I mean, we all work and no play would make anybody dull. So apart from
Right.
studies, what all can US provide, to help our students rejuvenate themselves?
Yeah, I would say just be more social and look for what organization suits your interest.
Yeah.
One tip I would say is that rather than going to internet for each and every question, you should call people more often,
Yeah.
and seek their advice and their help. Everyone likes to offer their advice and help. You can always find answers through internet, but it's
Yes.
best to when you're new, you should get personal advice by calling people that are local in your area,
Yes.
and also just be you can, for recreation, you can do a lot of free classes in universities that you can take. There's a lot of free classes elsewhere also. There's a website called meetup.com
Yes.
that has a group for pretty much every different interest.
Yeah.
So you can join those meetups. So things like those I think are key.
And Nikhil, very well said. In fact, US, I found it's a place. If you just know what are you looking for, that would be recreation or whatever. It's so easy to find out. If you know what is your way for rejuvenating, say you want to do it by music, working out, meditation, or just hanging out with friends. There are a whole lot of places. One such example Nikhil gave was meetup.com, which eventually, if you know your interest area, you can just join the community over there and have fun. If you like adventure, there are a lot of options available. You can go for skiing, hot air ballooning, skydiving. I went for skydiving, paragliding, scuba diving, canoeing, water rafting, snorkeling, bowling, bungee jumping. There are some very good state parks, national parks. There are some really good beaches, Miami for example, Hawaii, Maui. And as you said, there are meetups. If you want to know about opera, or you like operas, then you can discover a meetup close to you, or there might be different places around where you can hang out to learn these stuffs. If you are an avid reader, you want to read a lot, you can take a membership at a public library. And apart from that, there are bookstores which will allow you to just read any book for free. You can just go sit there and read it. If you are joining a library, you can also avail movies and music, all for free. If you want to learn new languages, you want to learn dances like salsa, karate, the list is endless. If you just know, as I said, and as Nikhil shared, if you are just aware of what your interests are, you can so easily find it in the United States. And if you want it for cheaper price, I'll suggest you check your bulletin boards at your school, which might offer these things to you at a student price, at a discounted price. And things like that, you just have to put a word out. As Nikhil said, you have to call people. Say for example, you want to play tennis, you are looking for a partner, you can put it on Craigslist that looking for a tennis partner, and you can be responded with. So it's a great place to be. I had a good time. Nikhil is having a good time over there. And Nikhil, that would be pretty much it that I wanted to discuss. And I thank you sincerely for taking a time out. I understand you could be busy. So thank you, Nikhil, for doing this.
Sure. Thanks for inviting me. I hope this can benefit. I mean, I'm happy to be able to be of any help if this can benefit any new students.
Yes.
So always a pleasure to share what I can.
Yeah, thanks, Nikhil, and I hope through this, as you all are trying to do, is I hope this serves the aspiring international student community. So I'll be putting in some more videos, guys. Please take advantage of these, and that's pretty much it. Have a good time, take care, enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Okay, take care, Paras.
Goodbye.
Yeah.